Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, I'm Liliana, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful buttercream stencil cake, and I'm also going to show you how to use acrylic discs. So if you guys want to see how I made this, well, keep on watching.
The cake topper is from my Etsy shop. I do customize and personalize cake toppers. Here's a little sneak peek of my website. As you can see, I do many different cake toppers for any event, really. If you guys are interested, I will be linking my Etsy shop in the description box of the video.
So first of all, this beautiful cake was a 6-inch cake, and for the color, let me start off right away because I always forget to give you the palette color. So the client wanted like a dusty old rose. So how to create that particular color, I use just a little bit of pink gel food coloring, and I added some brown gel food coloring. And the brown tones down the shade of the pink and it creates that really beautiful color. The more brown gel food coloring you add, the darker your pink will be, and it just gives a really nice antique kind of look. So that was for that. Then for my cake, what I did is that I did my first crumb coat, crumb coat, and then I popped it in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I went ahead and did my second coat. But before I did that, I used my acrylic discs. So basically what you're going to do is just place a little bit of buttercream at the top of your cake, and then you're going to place a parchment paper, a round parchment paper, the same size as your cake. So my cake was a 6-inch, my parchment paper will be a 6-inch as well. You can even go a little bit smaller. And then I place a little bit of buttercream over that, and then which is I'm going to smooth out, by the way, because we don't want any lumps. And then I place my disc over that. I like to use discs that are a little bit bigger, just a tiny little bit bigger than my actual cake, but because I just find that it's just neater. But you can use the same size as well. And then I went ahead and then covered the entire cake with buttercream, and then just remove the excess using my metallic scraper. And then you get that really nice, perfect, smooth texture or sides. Then once I have that, do not remove the top. Super important, because you're just going to ruin everything that you just did. Just place it in the freezer for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then until the buttercream has set, and then you basically going to run a knife at the bottom of the disc, and then it's going to remove itself. And don't forget the parchment paper. And then you're going to see that it's going to create like a little crease. So you're going to fill in that crease with some buttercream, smooth out, and then clean the edges. That's it. So this technique is perfect for beginners, or even for everyday bakers, if you want that perfect smooth effect, because it will smooth out perfectly, because your scraper basically is basically following that disc, so it knows exactly how much to remove. So yeah, you can also, there's bakers that do bottom and top, but you don't need that. The top itself, it's enough. If you do not have access to acrylic discs, or you would like to try them out but you don't, because they're expensive. So if you want to try this technique out, you can actually just have a simple cake base board. I use the one that is shiny. So just use one of these, and then just place the shiny part at the bottom. So it would be a little bit of buttercream, parchment paper, a little bit of buttercream on top of the parchment paper, and then your disc. And then you can go ahead and just follow the other steps. This is a great alternative to try it, and if you really like it and you want to invest your money, then you can go ahead and then buy acrylic discs. By the way, I try to link everything in my description box. So sometimes they do go discontinued, or they're just sold out, because obviously me doing these videos, I always say go to my description box, and sometimes they're just sold out. So sometimes the products come back, so don't worry about it, but at least you have an idea of what the product is. So if you go to my Amazon store, you will see in my description box, there's a link for my Amazon store, and you will see all my favorite tools are there, or the tools that I use in practically all my videos. So if you want to make sure that if the product is still available or not, you will see there's pictures for each product. So, and you will see that there's a price or no price. If there's a price, it's because it's available either in their shop or like everywhere. And if there's no price, it's either not available in your country, or just not available because it's sold out or it's discontinued. So if you click on it, it will bring you to another page, and it's going to say unavailable. So sometimes the product does come back, so just be aware of that, and then it will give you a date. But that's for that, I just want to put it out there. So next, for the cake, what I did is that I used this beautiful template. Once again, I will try to link everything in my description box. So for templates, every baker has their own way of working. The way I go about is that I always work with a chilled cake. So I make sure that my cake is chill for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I go ahead, take my template, and then place it over my cake, and I flatten it out a little bit just to make sure that it doesn't come out like it's really touching the cake. And then I can go ahead and then simply fill in all the little gaps of the design, and simply remove the excess with a little spatula, so that everything is nice and smooth. By the way, you can use the same color, which that's what I did. So in this case, you have like different options. Either you use the same buttercream color, and let me tell you, it's like really nice. Sometimes we think we have to go with a different color, but actually using the same color, it really gives a nice delicate effect. It's really pretty. So either you go with that, with a different color, or you can also, this is what I did. I used the same color, and then I brushed a little bit here and there where I wanted a little bit of metallic edible dust. So, or paint, you can use paint also. So for that, you can actually use a little section or the entire thing. But because I wanted something more like antique-ish, I just wanted to emphasize certain sections. So I did that. Every time you use one side, make sure to pop your cake in the freezer, wash this nicely, and then reuse it, always with a chill cake, or else it's just going to it's gonna smudge what you already did, and that's not the point. So, and then for the middle part, I use these numbers. I really like these. So I use 8 and 0 because the lady was 80 years old. And so what I do is that I cut my fondant pieces first, roll out a thin layer of fondant, and then with a toothpick, I'm just going to remove the numbers. And you can also tap it, it comes out if the fondant is thin. And then I glued it to another piece of fondant. So I used teal color, and I glued it with a little bit of water. Water and fondant creates a glue. So I did that. And then I went ahead with my cookie cutter and then cut the shape that I wanted. Okay, don't do it before, because then it's difficult to gauge and glue the numbers. So always glue your numbers first and then go ahead and then cut it. And then to create the little damask details at the top and the bottom, I used my favorite mold, and then I simply filled it up with buttercream. I mean, not buttercream, but fondant. I did the top and the bottom, and then again just glue it with a little bit of water, and then I painted the entire thing with edible metallic paint. Make sure that it's edible. There's a lot of paints out there, a lot of powders, metallic powders out there, but they're not edible. So just make sure you have that label that says that it's edible. That was for that. And then I used this Wilton, sorry about this, is just corn starch because I used the mold earlier. So I use these for my cute little buttons. I don't know if this is still available. A lot of the Wilton products are discontinued, but I will link other molds for the buttons. There's a lot out there in the market. And I topped the entire, I topped the cake with a cute little cake topper from my shop. You can go ahead and look at that. Have numerous cake toppers for baby showers, birthdays. So, and I do personalization, customization also. And that was it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed making this cake. This cake was such a beautiful, sophisticated cake. I loved it so much. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it also. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click the notification bell button so you get notified of all the videos that I put up. Give it a thumbs up, share the whole shebang, and then I'll see you in the next one.